Incredulous responses from Travis and Jason Kelce to Taylor Swift's unexpected visit to the New Heights podcast studio on Wednesday, February 12th. As Jason related a humorous anecdote about their early football days, Travis Kelce sat back in his chair and laughed heartily. The brothers were talking about NFL rumors and the games from the weekend in the laid-back atmosphere of the New Heights podcast studio. Neither of them anticipated that, within seconds, an unforeseen circumstance would send the entire studio into a frenzy of anticipation. Jason Kelce, who is famous for his humor but also for being very noisy, fell silent as the studio door abruptly opened. When Travis saw what was unfolding in front of him, his eyes expanded almost incredulously. Taylor Swift, wearing casual pants and a loose sweater, walked into the room grinning broadly. The initial response was, "Wow, I can't believe it," from Jason. Rubbing his eyes like though he were dreaming, he got to his feet. "Taylor Swift just walked into our studio." Travis, who typically remained composed in these kinds of situations, was unable to conceal his bewilderment. He scratched his head uncomfortably as he laughed. "Wow, you didn't tell me anything, Jason." Taylor chuckled as he approached the two brothers. "Jason is not to blame. I organized it myself. I wanted to give him a small surprise." The room's mood soon grew more vibrant than before. Jason warmly invited Taylor to join him for a podcast part and pulled out a chair for her. "For New Heights, this might be a historic occasion. Should I call this episode Taylor Takes Over?" While Travis sat there staring at his girlfriend with a mix of pride and surprise, Taylor let out a loud giggle. Throughout the session, the three of them joked and laughed while discussing football, music, and untold behind-the-scenes tales. Jason jokes at the end of the show, "Perhaps next week we'll bring another surprise. Who knows? Beyoncé, perhaps." "Nobody can predict anything in New Heights," exclaims Travis, shaking his head as Taylor chuckles. In the last episode of the Kelce Brothers podcast, Jason Kelce lost control of his emotions after learning for the first time about his younger brother Travis Kelce's proposal to Taylor Swift, as he discussed this significant occasion in his life. Travis Kelce sat in the studio wearing a backward cap and a graphic hoodie, grinning broadly. As he recalled the significant occasion with one of the world's most well-known musicians, Taylor Swift, he was unable to contain his happiness. "All right, Travis, tell me the truth," Jason said. "What was the cost of that ring?" Travis grinned, with pride. "Well, how do I put it? For her, it was worthwhile." "Oh," Jason exclaimed. "What? What is the diamond size? Which style is it?" Travis looked down, grinned, and gave his head an odd scratch. "I took a long time to select this ring, you know. In addition to being lovely, I wanted it to mean something to Taylor." For a few period, Jason remained silent, his eyes slowly growing, more serious as he realized how emotional his brother was. Jason remarked, "So what's so special about it?" in a whispered voice. Travis's eyes sparkled as he grinned a little. "Because Taylor adores antique items with a backstory, I went for an old diamond. Additionally, I etched a little sign inside the ring that only the two of us could decipher." After giving Travis a long look, Jason inhaled deeply. He blinked several times, as though he was attempting to contain his tears. Jason was unable to communicate as his voice became stuttering. "Damn, it's definitely AT&T, right?" Travis chuckled, but his smile saddened as he saw how emotional his brother was. "This should have a worthy ending," Travis remarked. "She's so sincere, Taylor, and I can't disappoint her." Jason placed his hand on the bridge of his nose and lowered his head in an attempt to relax. He looked up a moment later, pride shining in his eyes. "Oh, that's great," Jason remarked in a shaky voice. "Well done. I've been waiting all this time for that. Finally, it has come to pass." For a minute, neither of them spoke. Jason slapped his palms on the table to rapidly restore his control. "Okay, so now we're going to let Taylor write a song about that ring," Jason exclaimed, wiping his eyes and grinning mischievously. With a laugh, Travis remarked, "Who knows? She will surely not like this, Taylor." The two Kelce brothers then burst out laughing. "Hey, Travis, I heard you had a really special experience in the studio recently, right?" Travis chuckled uncomfortably as Jason said this with a cunning smirk. Oh my God, absolutely not. How were you aware of that? Travis looked perplexed and scratched his head. Jason looked amused and instantly raised his eyebrows. That's accurate, then. Tell me you didn't rap on Taylor's most recent album. Travis shook his head and laughed. No, I didn't believe. Taylor intended for that to occur. However, it's possible that I did, somewhat. Jason was even more intrigued by Travis's ambiguous statement. What does a little mean to you? What part do you play in Taylor's next record, then? Travis chuckled without giving up too much. Indeed, this is a secret. You and the crowd will recognize a very, very familiar tone in my matches once the record is published. Jason responded like a devoted fan right away. I swear, if Taylor lets you be a backup singer or read lyrics on the album, I will go crazy. Travis exclaimed with excitement. All right, everyone. I am aware that you have been anticipating this news. In addition to meeting with the members of the record production team, I got to go into the studio with Taylor. Jason's eyes widened instantly. Leaning back in his chair, he let out a loud laugh. Oh no, it's unbelievable that it's true. Travis, could you elaborate? Travis shook his head and laughed. No. I simply watched her write and record while standing outside. It's crazy, I must say. You know, Taylor is a genius. Everything about her writing, including the arrangement of each melody and drum beat, is so well thought out. Jason slammed his hand on the table and laughed even harder. So, have you tried singing? Or are you just standing there admiring like a crazy fan? With a shrug, Travis pretended to be a mystery. You know, I might have tried a few lines. With a gasp, Jason leaped from his seat. Oh my God, don't tell me there's a song called Travis Kelce, Taylor's version. Fans took note of Travis's older brother Jason Kelce's response, though, as he has always been regarded as a powerful and somewhat hilarious figure. Jason tried to remain composed when his younger brother talked about his love, but his eyes eventually became red. Jason put his hands on his face in an attempt to contain his tears during an emotional occasion. Jason Kelce has always been Travis's close friend and mentor, more than just a brother. Shortly after the NFL season concluded, Swift and Kelce went on a private trip together, but they were never seen together again until they returned to the United States. But on Monday, Duma shared a video of the two traveling to a car in Park City, Utah, on Instagram. Kelce may be seen in the video helping Swift open a car door. Kelce stepped in behind her as soon as she was in the car. The Philadelphia Eagles' 40-22 thumping of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl was devastating for Kelce. Even though he thought about retiring following that defeat, Kelce will play in his final NFL season in 2025. He stated, I think the biggest thing is that I love playing the game of football on the New Heights podcast. I enjoy playing a lot. I still believe I can play it well, maybe even better than I did the year before. It wasn't my best excursion, in my opinion. Given my history and my behavior in previous years, I believe I have let my guys down far more times than I have helped them. I want to make a good effort at it. Despite how good I was playing and how accountable I was to those around me, I still harbored resentment at how I ended last year. Kansas City is now home to me, and I adore a lot of individuals there, both in that facility and in the neighborhood. I'd rather not go out of that life just yet. Being the best I can be for KC requires a lot of effort and concentration on my part. We had a bad ending last year. I simply feel that I have an obligation to fulfill the terms of the contract I originally signed, which is to give Kansas City and the Chiefs organization my all. And I'm going to do just that, dude. Swift's strong support for Kelce is one of the reasons he might be prepared to continue playing. I'm enjoying all aspects of life, he stated. I couldn't be happier to have that confidence and that comfort off the field and all the support I could ever ask for in the stadium.